Bigger, I say!
What's all this about?
Oh, good, the editor's here. We've got a story this week, Avery, and it's one of my personal favorites.
Ah, that explains the dramatics. Well, just make sure you don't go overboard.
Overboard?
You know, when you get all excited about something and then you start barking orders to the point where no one can understand what you're saying.
What? I don't do that. Choked her! We need a huge bark, 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 bark.
Huh? Uh-oh, he's barking orders. He's excited for whatever this story is. I've never seen him act so crazy before. That's usually Lucy's thing. I heard that.
Come back when you say those things again.
Oh, no worries. I've got this. Hey, sweet fur, take a few breaths. I can't take a few breaths. Not when there's so much to do. Yeah, but if you hurry like this, you'll miss the whole message of the story. Well, no, I won't. It's a message about forgiveness. Well, sure, but it's also a message about what happens when you try to form your own path separate from God's, isn't it?
What do you mean, Hannah?
We can explain. This is the story of Jonah. In the Old Testament, Jonah was one of God's prophets. He loved going around and spreading God's word to the people. But he was also a bit close-minded. He only wanted to do what made him comfortable and the most presentable. One night, Jonah heard God tell him that he needed to go to Nineveh to send a message. The city of Nineveh was a horrible place full of lots of really bad people. God wanted Jonah to give them the message that the people needed to turn to God, or else Nineveh would be destroyed. Jonah wanted nothing to do with Nineveh. He didn't want to go because he wanted God to destroy Nineveh. So instead, he hopped onto a boat and traveled in the opposite direction. Jonah might try to escape going to Nineveh, but he cannot escape the all-seeing eyes of God. So God sent a huge storm that tossed and turned the boat. Yeah, what is this nonsense? I'm a pirate. I can sail seas like this. But in this reenactment, you're Jonah, and I'm the sailor. You don't even know the first thing about tying knots. Well, I know I'm not a sailor. Does that count? Ugh, that pun physically hurt. Oof! The only way the crew could settle the storm was having Jonah be tossed into the ocean. Yeah, chuck me in there. I can swim. And that's when he gets swallowed by a humongous, ginormous, gigantic fish. What? Wait, what's that? That's not gigantic. It's not even giant. It's not even normal sized. What happened? This is supposed to be the big moment in the story. Are you sure it's the big moment? Well, of course it is. The fish swallows Jonah. Jonah finally decides to do what God has told him and is forgiven. 3 days later, he gets spit up and ventures to Nineveh. The getting swallowed by a fish is theatrical for sure. It looks great for a video or a movie. But I don't think that's the biggest moment in the Jonah story. You don't? Hey, am I supposed to get swallowed by this thing or not? Yeah, just do your best. Well, okay then. I eat fish bigger than this for breakfast. Ah! Wait, put it up closer to the camera. Yeah. So, as I said earlier, Jonah spent 3 days and nights in the belly of the fish. In the end, he decided to listen to God and agreed to travel to Nineveh. So, anytime I disobey God, I'm going to get eaten by a fish? Now, Jonah's case was a bit extreme, but there are consequences for not following God's path. Whenever we disobey God, the biggest consequence is that we disconnect from our relationship with Him. Despite being a prophet, Jonah had a huge huge disconnect with God and needed a big wake-up call. And with that wake-up call, he traveled to Nineveh, delivering God's message to the people.
Nineveh, this is your warning. Behave or God is going to destroy the city. There, I warned you.
And so Nineveh listened to Jonah. They begged God for forgiveness, and guess what? He gave it to them? That's right. The people changed their ways, and God spared the city of Nineveh.
Whoa, hold on. This isn't the end. Well, not for Jonah. Oh, come on. How stubborn was this guy?
Why do you think you're playing his role?
Jonah expected Nineveh to be destroyed. They had done so many horrible things. So Jonah went outside of the city to watch the destruction. And he waited, and he waited, and nothing happened.
Jonah might have been a prophet, but he did not understand the power of God's forgiveness. No matter the kind of sin, no matter how we on earth view what's good and bad, God gives everyone a chance to receive forgiveness.
And that's the end?
Yep.
Boy, what a sad ending for a sad, strange man.
See, Chester? We didn't need a huge, fantastic fish prop to get the message across. Well, I suppose not. It would have looked a lot cooler, though.
Well, yeah. This was fun, but the next time you make me the stubborn, arrogant one, warn me. I don't like being typecasted.
Maybe making a bigger fish would be a good idea in the future.
Yeah, one big enough to embrace Lucy in a single gulp.
And then...
Hey, I thought we were done. Why are you still going on about the fish? I'm not doing any of this again, you hear me? I'm locking myself in the closet and playing Pokemon. No, don't touch me!